Welcome back, guys, to the Slade and Wade, not podcast. We're doing a video review of WandaVision. Spoilers. All the spoilers in the world. For all our fans that have been listening to our spoiler-free content on our podcast, now you get to enjoy our voices and videos with clips of us destroying WandaVision. That sounds wrong. What you think about that, Wood?
Basically, our reviews have been, it's really good, watch it. It's really good, watch it. So now we actually get to talk about stuff that happened in the show.
Exactly.
Pause this video, go open up your Disney Plus.
Binge watch that shit.
We know you got
and
that.
And then once done, come back over here and press play. Make sure you like and subscribe as well. We appreciate it.
There you
appreciate you and all the support you guys give us. I'm gonna just start off from just saying this. Overall, as a package and how they executed it, I was coming in ready to be disappointed. In the movies, you know, you saw how Wanda has some moments where she was really powerful, especially in Endgame. And Vision, I mean, he's super OP, but he's nerfed in the MCU series. And so when I was coming into this, I was like, all right, this is going to be kind of like a cringy show. And honestly, while there's some cringe, it hits the point like, damn, that's dope. That's dope how they actually transitioned it and still talk about the story of Wanda and Vision, while still relating and doing shout outs and doing like Easter eggs left and right for these shows that they did before. So it's cool. I like that.
Right. I mean, yeah, this is like Easter egg the show.
This is fan service. A lot of fan service for
these characters outside of the movies where they're like essentially side characters, which is basically what you're saying. They don't appear as often as, you know, Captain America, Iron Man, right? You just get to see like a little bit of Scarlet Witch here, a little bit of Vision here, a little bit of Falcon there, a little bit of Winter Soldier there. You know, you don't get to see these people. So it's great to see. It's great to see them in a leading role and like really flesh out their characters. And they're all great actors. Like everybody else involved in this show, amazing. Yeah. So let's start back from the beginning.
Yeah.
Remember the first episode where the guy's wife is like, stop it.
Yeah.
When the boss is choking, there is some like real like horror type stuff going on in the early show. It kind of changes, like the show kind of completely changes like after episode 4. I watched a video where they proposed that like, what if you didn't have the 4th episode there? What if it just kept going through the illusion? What if you're just staying in the TV show and you don't know what's going on until the first time that Wanda leaves the Hex and throws the drone at the military? That would be crazy. You'd be like,
honestly,
whoa.
Yeah, honestly, that would be like, what the fuck just happened? Yeah, that would just throw people way off. Like, yo, what? Holy shit.
Yeah, you would know that this is an illusion brought on by Wanda, but like, you wouldn't know like what's going on the outside, and then you start to meet these characters after that. The show could have been totally different, and it could have been better, but also I love the way they did it. Shifting back to like the feelings of like the end of episode 1, what's going on? The end of episode 2, okay, I think I know what's going on. Like 3, all right, yeah, and then 4, it's like
4 just goes to the next level.
You know,
it just changes up the whole entire flow of the whole entire show. And
from 4 on, you start shifting between Monica Rambeau's perspective,
like how she was back from the blip, getting to her feet in terms of what was happening, what was occurring around her.
Right. 5 is the 80s episode, the growing pains one, right? And then 6 is the Halloween episode when Vision falls outside the Hex and then she expands it. Yeah. And when Ralph's there, Ralph says, what's the matter? Your husband can't die twice or some shit like that. And Wanda blasts
him away
into the bushes. 6 might be my favorite episode. Because 6 was the Malcolm in the Middle episode.
That one had a lot of Easter eggs, obviously, with her outfits.
I love that.
Wanda was wearing her Scarlet Witch outfit from the comic.
Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Oh, so fun, dude. So much potential. Yeah. At the time that we get to episode 6, it's like, okay, what's going on? Is the X-Men universe merging with the MCU? Like, oh, are we gonna get this new version of Quicksilver now? And like, is Wanda bringing alternate realities? No, none of that. It's just a guy.
Which, I mean, here's the thing. The movie that Scarlet Witch's major role is going to be with Doctor Strange. It's called Multiverse Madness. So there's a possibility they could bring Quicksilver.
Could be, but that'd be a little bit confusing.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I think they could bring him back in a movie if they want to. What do you think about Agnes's reveal?
I would have liked that to be less obvious too. We all like from episode 1, where like Agnes, Agatha Harkness in the comics. Like if you're a comic book reader, you kind of like were a little bit clued in on it long before it happened. It was cool to know that she killed that dog and she really is a villain. But also, you can look at her as not really a villain. She was a selfish witch trying to manipulate Wanda to give her powers.
Bro. Wait till mom.
But
she killed her mom.
She also,
what the fuck?
But she without her, without her though, the illusion would have never collapsed.
Yes. In that sense, yes.
Think
without her interference, it would have been more of Wanda facing off with Sword. Sword, I'm like, is this like
Shield? Well, yeah, it's in the comics. Oh, here we go. Sean with his in the comics. In the comics, the Sword was basically the space version of Shield. Now, in this context, it seems like they're just a full-on replacement for Shield.
So you reveal Agnes, you have a confrontation that leads to the Hex being kind of disrupted, and then allowing finally the folks from Sword to come in with Hayward. That also leads Hayward to also send White Vision beforehand to cause some disruption as well.
Right. White Vision tries to crush Wanda's head.
Which is crazy.
Pretty gangster scene.
So then Scarlet now is fighting 1-to-1 with Agnes absorbing her life form. Oh, pretty much she's freaking Majin Buu.
Or Android 19. But wait, hang on. We jumped around and we missed a little bit. Episode 8, the last episode before the finale, kind of puts everything together. A nice little package. You find out about Wanda when she was a kid, right? You find out that she maybe manipulated the bomb not to explode with her hex magic, which is something in the comics that she can control, like probability of things happening. So she made that bomb a dud, essentially. Makes sense, honestly, because what are the odds that a bomb falls in the middle of a house and doesn't explode, like on impact? Like she might have had an unconscious hand in that. You find out that she liked all these movies when she was growing up, all these TV shows. That's why the Hex has all these TV shows in it. I mean, it really contextualizes everything. And then you find out that leading up to her starting up the Hex, she didn't take Vision's body. She showed up and she was like, oh my God, what are you doing to Vision? Actually, you know what? Whatever, you guys. I'm out. And she goes to like grieve and sits in this abandoned house that was going to be her and Vision's house that Vision had planned on settling in with her. And then she lost herself in grief. And that's how the Hex started. So we have, at the end of episode 8, we have all the pieces of the puzzle put together. And, you know, that whole time Agatha was just trying to figure out what was going on with her. But she realized that she had magic all along, and it was Wanda all along. And she was the Scarlet Witch. And then she went and strangled her kids, and that's where we start with our season finale that we've been kind of talking about this whole time.
I mean, you know she's evil when she's strangling non-reality kids, bro.
No, we knew she was evil when she killed that dog.
No pets were harmed in this film.
The dog was snooping around where it shouldn't have been.
Killed it.
And she killed the dog. But yeah, she was strangling the kids, and I don't know what she was trying to get out of that. Like, obviously, Wanda was gonna.
Well, she wanted Wanda to
handle her.
Wanda attacking her, she would have got a sense of her chaos energy. We're like, wow, this chaos energy is a shit. More of it, and then Wanda realizing, holy crap,
and she starts
her hand is being affected by this absorption technique that Agatha has. So
and that's one part. That's another part that we skipped over. We found out Agatha's origins, where she was like in a reverse Salem witch trial, where the witches were judging her and were like, "Yo, you messing with some magic that you shouldn't have been messing with." And she's like, the magic chose me because I'm so
Yeah.
awesome. And she sucks up all of their magic. And that's when we learn that she can suck up magic. But Wanda didn't know that at the time. So when episode 9 begins and she throws her magic at her to free her kids, it's like,
reality check.
oh,
I could absorb
there we
anything you
go.
throw at us,
Yeah,
at me. So,
exactly.
it was pretty cool though. But yeah,
So
she throws a car. She does some things. There's a lot of references of like Wizard of Oz in there, with the feet underneath
Yeah,
the
she had her
the boots, which is
Yeah.
pretty cool. I like that.
Yo, they're gonna be when the world opens back up. They're gonna be selling Agatha
Of
and Wanda
course, of
costumes
course.
for sure.
What do you think about Vision versus Vision though?
I mean,
That was like one of the big things I saw.
the coolest fight. That this is what the show is made for. It's just like to show the potential of like what they could do with Vision. Like they're punching each other, but when you're Vision, you don't need to just punch each other. You can
Yeah.
phase through attacks, and you can use your attacks to like shift through things. So they're using their phasing and they're using their energy rays, and it's like, this is what this show is all about. Like this is the potential of what these characters can do, as opposed to them just like sitting on the sidelines and being like, I think that we should have a dialogue with Ultron. Maybe
He's
see if
okay
we
with
can
it, yeah.
talk him out.
Which is so weird because they literally have the
But
superheroes and they're just benched on the side. The majority of the MCU, and they're like, all right, here's a show for them now.
well, yeah, there was a line, right? the woman from Wakanda, I forget her name, is like, is she just hanging out up there all the time, the whole time? When Wanda shows up and just like
they were having
something in Endgame.
that
Oh, that was Infinity War.
It's like she was there the whole entire time. She could have done that already.
Yeah, because she was trying to help with the Mind Stone or whatever with the Vision, but like, yeah, as soon as she came on the battlefield, she just handled
wrecking,
stuff.
yeah,
and
it's
people were
ridiculous.
like,
Yeah.
"Whose man is
Where'd it
this?
come
What?"
I did like Vision talking to Vision and like, yo, technically speaking, man, I'm not the real
Yeah,
version.
they-
you know, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, it was a cool thing. The ship
Yeah.
of Theseus.
Which was good.
Uh,
I'd rather them
that
having
was
because they're two analytical beings talking it out. I prefer that versus Martha.
I mean, yeah, you can have a fight that ends in a conversation because, like, at the end, at the end of the day, a lot of fights are like stupid and like, you know, what was it really going to prove if one vibranium robot breaks another
Nothing,
vibranium
really.
robot? Like,
Yeah.
that just wasn't going to happen.
Nothing. To be honest.
Like,
So I guess White Vision's gone. He bounced after realizing that okay, I'm not the real this guy that I'm fighting is not the real Vision. He gave me back my memories. He left. He's out.
Right.
He's chilling. We don't know where he went.
right.
Agatha now turns into a puppet because that was her punishment. She gets now become Agnes as long as Wanda wants her to be. We don't know what happens because we thought that in the realm that they're in the Hex realm, in this Hex circle, she's Agnes, but then eventually to not keep the whole entire Westview captured, which is the town that they're in, Wanda collapses the Hex realm around it. So we don't know if Agnes is still walking around in the middle of Westview, just being Agnes, or she's in.
That's like so, like that's like too obvious. Like,
Well, she's like stuck in
I mean, the way I see it,
realm that
when she pulled that little like magic on her, I assume that must stay in place unless that brooch does something.
Because that brooch was
that's
the only.
That's the only way.
The
Like,
only
don't
piece of her outfit that didn't get affected by her whole getup.
yeah.
So that brooch could be some
Honestly,
kind of seal.
I would be okay with seeing Agatha Harkness again.
It's good. It's good.
she's
great. Fantastic.
Uh,
So after all this, right?
that's all I could say.
Things get back to normal after a really touching and honestly tear-jerking moment between Vision and Wanda and the kids. Honestly, the way Vision was saying the last few things, like, man, loss is love persevering. And I was like, my man. And after all that, right? She collapses the Hex. Monica does her own thing. Whatever. Everyone's kind of getting back to the rhythm of things. Hayward's dick, so he gets a
right. Also, the entire town of Westview is like, Wanda, you suck. Like we're both scared of and hate you.
because they suffered through her nightmare. They feel for her, but they hate that they had to go through it. So she releases them.
Yeah,
that's all good. Whatever. It
right.
gets back to like, okay, Wanda bounces, right? Monica has her own moment where she gets confronted by one of the members of the Skrull saying, "Hey,
a Skrull,
you got some people upstairs want talking to you upstairs." Like, yeah, in space. Like, okay, cool. And then,
bet. Let's go hang out with Nick Fury.
Woo's now official commander, taking off the road of Hayward.
As he should
Man's
be.
A beast.
He was great in Ant-Man.
He not could do his card tricks.
MVP of the show. And give Darcy another doctorate degree too, because she was great. I know a lot of people hate her. A lot of people don't think she's funny.
Darcy's
but I love
great.
her.
What the fuck? Yeah, she's fantastic.
Hilarious.
Keep her going.
By the way, she was in that truck driving for like 3 episodes.
Right. Yo, she's just wandering around like, what is going on? Where are these people at?
Like, and Vision was like flying around for also like 3 episodes while Wanda was getting
wrecked.
Basically tortured in her memories.
But we don't know. So that's the thing. The question of time in this show is so all over the place because the kids literally grow up within 1 episode. And
they age
and we
5,
don't know.
Well, they age 10 years in 1 episode.
Days and nights blend up so well. Like they're just gone. Like you don't. Okay, that's 1 day. That's 2 days. 2 days. The kids are grown up already.
And so, and you can assume that there's not really any time between episodes. Like each episode kind of leads right into the next, which I think is great writing. But also, like if you were watching this all back to back, this just feels like a lot.
It's a lot.
A lot is happening in this show.
One thing I do want to note off of a little bit is at the end. First of all, I love the fact that they brought back post credits. I missed post credits.
Well, yeah, in the last 2 episodes, we had some post credits. So, last 2 or 3.
I think 2 or 3. Yeah. One thing that I do want to touch upon is that because Agnes at the end of the fight mentions how powerful Scarlet Witch is going to be, Wanda, and say that you're going to regret this because you just unleashed something that it's so powerful. Mm-hmm. And you could sense that because if you saw Doctor Strange, you know that for him to go in astro mode, I call it, whatever, he's pretty much has to be in meditation state, he has to be in a sleep state, whatever. You see the last post credit where is Wanda just chilling in a cabin. Funny enough, similar to Thanos at the end of Infinity War,
right?
Which is interesting.
The best villains always just want to go and chill out after they've done what they wanted to do.
And she's there just getting some more tea. More hot cocoa, whatever she feels like where she's getting. And then in the other room, you see an astral projection of her full on Scarlet Witch mode, juggling multiple hexes of and sigils and stuff like that based off of the book that Agnes was mentioning, and of the Book of Chaos, I believe, the Darkhold.
The Darkhold.
And it's just like, This girl is gonna be fucking overpowered.
Well, see, Agnes herself said that she's more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme, which is Doctor Strange. So they're about to have a movie where they're supposedly gonna face off, and I just wonder, how is Doctor Strange supposed to deal with Wanda, or is this all just a bait and switch, and Wanda and Doctor Strange are going to team up? I don't know.
Think
I wouldn't want Wanda necessarily to be a villain.
I think that's the thing.
But
also,
this
build-up is now making you like you want Wanda. You feel bad for her. You feel the grief for her. Now you have this destiny that she's going to be a villain. But also, Destiny could be a bitch because there was like 16 million ways. I forgot how many million ways that Doctor Strange said that they could have lost. and there was only one way they won that fight. Yeah,
where they win.
That happened.
Yeah.
Sacrifices were along the way, but I feel like for Doctor Strange to, if it's gonna be a 1-on-1 fight, it might be Doctor Strange is handicapped unless he uses the time stone for his leverage to maybe find ways to beat her or go back in time and talk to her.
Yeah, just keep dying over and over again until he figures out how to be. But like, I mean, there's the key word in the movie title, multiverse of madness, which also, everybody's favorite story for Scarlet Witch is House of M, madness, multiverse of madness. You know, I see a clear connection here that we might have some House of M type stuff. We might get mutants in this movie. We might. I don't know. It's a crazy theory.
It'd be cool.
They could bring about mutants. They could end heroes. They can do something that's going to drastically affect the universe in this movie. Or Wanda ends up on a different universe and she has her own family and everything there, and that could be how the movie ends. Like she just goes into another reality. Maybe that's how Doctor Strange ends up dealing with.
Yeah, I feel like the next Doctor Strange movie that includes Wanda is gonna be like an Avengers, like 3.0. Like, you know how like Civil War was like an Avengers like movie. Like this is gonna be the same scale where it's gonna involve a lot. There's no way you're including multiverse level kind of action without including some superheroes, and you might see that being reflected. So rankings here, I would say this: I'm not gonna give it a score. I'm just gonna say I highly recommend it.
Oh no,
I highly recommend watching it, especially if you're a fan of the MCU, you're a fan of superhero comics, and if you also have nostalgic feelings for a lot of the old school shows from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 90s, etc.
I mean, of course, I highly recommend it. I mean,
what would you improve on it?
If I had to give it a rate, like I would give it a grade. You know, like on a paper, like an A, like an A.
Yeah,
like a solid A.
Solid A.
Like it's definitely an A rank show. They did everything good. They could have done a little bit more. They could have given us a little bit more. There's so many open threads. So.
If you enjoyed our review of spoiler goodness of WandaVision, please like and subscribe. If you have any suggestions and commentary, leave it down. Comment, show us appreciation of what we think, and share your thoughts. Like, what's your ideas of what you think WandaVision and all the things that happened in it? What's your favorite parts of it? What you think of any of your fan theories? Just let us know. We love the show, and even though there was parts of it that we wish there was some, more Easter eggs or more things related to the comics, we overall enjoyed it and is a solid plus for us for the first Marvel MCU on Disney Plus. So we highly recommend it.
That's a wrap on the Slade Wade review.
Peace.
Deuces.